Oh, hey, everyone. Thanks so much for being here and spending some of your precious time with us. I'm excited to host this call with Mary Beth Fleming, someone who really inspires me. I think it's mutual. We enjoy being colleagues and sharing this space of health, wealth, and planetary stewardship. And so today we are excited to have you on this call, that you've just taken some time because obviously this topic resonates with you too. So welcome. It's great to have you here. So today we're going to talk about a few topics, but they're all topics that really light our fires because we're really passionate about doing things a new way. Some of the old way of doing things, whether with our wealth or our health, have just come to light, and they've shown themselves to be false or just narratives that aren't going to keep up with us moving forward. So we're really excited to bring this new information to you. So maybe you've heard from either of us in the past. Maybe this is all new to you, but this is another layer of learning. So what we want to expose you to today really is the mission that we're on. We're both on it as mamas. That's personally where we're at in our lives. But we've got families, we've got people to care for and to help keep healthy and to keep alive and well, and learning new things about how to do things better in life. So one of the missions that rings truest to us is helping people out of human suffering. There's just so much of it, and so much of it is entirely optional. So when you begin to believe that, you have to change the way you operate. You have to change what you surround yourself with, how you do business, how you do your health. So today we want to show you more of that, and to break into this with you, I just want to take you back with me to where I was. Well, it feels like just yesterday, but let's be honest, I was a teenager a little while ago. But there I was. It's the 90s. It's the roaring, beautiful 90s. Childhood is good, all is well, except I have this huge weight on my shoulders, and it's just the embarrassment over my family's finances. And this came to light in several ways for me. I was always part of I would say, the most cliquish of gals, or cliquish of cliques with the gals, the best athletes, the beautiful girls, the wealthier families, the best grades, all the things, right? Oh, my mercy. That's what I was trying to keep up with constantly. So I wanted, the house in the beautiful neighborhood where most of my friends lived. I wanted the modern vehicle that most of my friends' families drove. I even wanted my clothing to smell like theirs. Just striving so much to keep up with people. Well, I was an embarrassment because in my mind's eye, we were not equals. I was really just wearing a facade all the time. And one of the instances which really resonates when I think of my story and where I was at with my own money wounds was my family. We would discuss things about having to move to low income housing. And I wouldn't even say the name of the place where there was this low income housing, where it was full of, God bless them, but very dysfunctional families and individuals. And I thought, no, that is not our destiny. But it even was more acute when we would walk to the grocery store just a block from our house, and we'd have to use food stamps, and everyone there knew us. Everyone there knew us. And somehow every time we got to the checkout lane, I would disappear. I would die inside. I would truly curl up and die inside and find a way out of the store, not help my mom load things onto the conveyor belt, not stand there and converse with the checker, not bag the groceries, not help. I was so mortified that we were having to use food stamps. So this theme was just present in my life when I was a little kid. It was like, we don't have money. We don't know a way to make more money. We don't even know how to live on healthy food either, because, right? What were we able to buy? I mean, bricks of cheese this big, jugs of, pasteurized, homogenized milk this big. That's the stuff I was growing up on, and a lot of white flour tortillas. So we just didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know, but we also weren't resourceful, and we weren't looking for a way out of the place we were stuck. So it really was an aha moment for me as I grew up from having my own household and realizing, gosh, I'm not the sum of my parents' weaknesses. I'm not even the sum of their strengths. I am the sum of what I do personally myself to make my own difference in my health and in my wealth. And what I have known is not what I will know and what I will practice going forward. There's always this evolution inside us. So that takes me from fear and shrinking and shriveling up inside to empowerment and to enlightenment, and really to where I want to go going forward. Mary Beth is a large part of this story, because through her and her exposure to a friend, and that friend being brave enough to bring to my attention that I could make changes too, after knowing each other for 20 years, I was really keen on what she had to say and how she presented it to me. And so I just turned my ear and my heart and my mind's eye to what is this solution? So Mary Beth, I'd love for you to share your story too. Where were you at with your health, or your wealth story, and what have you found?
Well, thank you, Rebecca. That's a story I've never heard from you. And I really appreciate you getting more vulnerable, because I can relate. I had a very similar childhood in terms of my parents' financial story. And I also grew up in a rather affluent community where I was surrounded by a lot of wealth, and I felt ashamed by not being in that sphere, right? And of course, our parents were doing the best they could. But I found myself a little bit in that trap myself. So, today I'm absolutely blown away that because of this business vehicle that we're going to share with you about, the Purium Economy, in 2 years, I was able to build a 6-figure income here and completely break out of the scarcity mindset that I grew up with. And I'm so honored that my team, in the last 5 years, Rebecca, you're part of this, we've supported 11,000 people to make drastic shifts in their health story and in their wealth story. But it was not always this way for me. As Rebecca was saying, I grew up with a lot of scarcity mindset. I grew up on food stamps myself. And 5 years ago, I was in a very different place I am now. I was on food stamps as a single mother. I was financially depleted. From a health standpoint, I was physically drained. I was going through postpartum depletion. And from a spiritual standpoint, I was feeling very alone in the world. Go ahead and drop a 1 if you've ever kind of isolated yourself and felt alone in your circumstances. And during the time, I was in this pretty intense immigration process of trying to bring my husband over from Guinea, West Africa. And it took 2 years. So I didn't see my partner for 2 years. I was pregnant the whole time during that 2 years, had our son, and I was 13 months postpartum on the floor praying for a solution, praying for a way to get myself out of this financial rut, change my story, not let my past be my future, praying for a way to spend more time with my son rather than just running from this job to that job, trying to pay the bills, and praying for financial solutions to actually be able to bring my husband here, have him meet his son, and grow a life together that we could be proud of. And I remember for months, I would pray before bed, may there please be a solution that can help me and my family, that can help me in my financial, to help me find a new way, to create a new pattern for myself and pave a new way for my family, and actually show my parents a different way too. And that is when I found this amazing, beautiful community that Rebecca and I met through, and this amazing partnership called the Purium Economy. And it has led me to grow a business that is focused on health and wellness and helping people empower their health and their wealth. But it's also led me to learn a lot about myself. I've learned through this journey that sometimes our lowest moments are our moments that are there to bring out our strengths, right? So when we feel like we can't do anymore, when we feel stuck, it may be just a blessing that there's an answer around the corner that we didn't even know to look for. But if we open our eyes and say yes to the opportunities that come to us, we may have our prayers answered in a way that we never even knew. So I also learned that I really had to disrupt my present tense and take action for my future self now. So instead of acting on a daily basis, what am I doing for myself today? I learned that, what actions am I taking today that will help my future self, will help the person that I'm becoming, will help the family that I'm creating. And this has been a huge journey of personal development for myself. And I'm just so grateful to have had this opportunity fall into my lap, where I've gotten to explore this and I've gotten to change the story for my family. And, you know, today we have 3 kids. My husband is here. We're thriving financially. We've been able to help retire my mother because she worked so hard our whole lives. You know, we're really living the dream that I thought was just a dream, and now it's my reality. So this is all in thanks to what Rebecca and I are going to introduce you today to, which is called the Purium Business Economy. And so what it is we are an organic superfood company. We have top quality organic superfoods. You know, 99% of the soils in America are deemed depleted, and there's really only 1% of food that's left that's really high quality, and Purium Organic Superfoods happens to be in that 1%. We are on a movement of organic farming, sustainable farming, providing food, real food to people that doesn't have additives, preservatives, herbicides, all the colorants, all the things that we get addicted to and that degrade our health. And we get to share these organic superfoods with other people so they can empower their health. And what we also get to do is we get to share the opportunity to be a distributor for this amazing company that is on such a big mission. And as a distributor, we get to earn a commission, up-level the health of our families, and up-level the wealth of our families. So part of the reason that this vehicle has been the vehicle to change my family story is many reasons. Like Rebecca said when we first started the call, it's a model that is kind of disrupting the norm, disrupting the way that we're used to seeing people have to be in this 9-to-5 grind work where, you know, we're forgetting to eat. We're not eating very well because we don't have any time. We don't have the time to spend with our family. You know, by the time we get home, we're stressed out, tired, and there's not much room for space. We don't know where to go next. Well, in this business model, I have been able to have my own time schedule. So I've been able to organize my business fully around my family and make my family my reason for my success and not my excuse. I've been able to do it from anywhere. I started my business in basically my closet was my kitchen or my office when I first started. And I've traveled and done this business on the road, moved houses multiple times, been traveling, and I can do it from anywhere. And then also, I think the biggest pivotal point of transformation for me with this business model is the team support. So Rebecca and I get to be on a team with, like I said, we over 11,000 people in the last 5 years, and we get to hear each other's stories. We get to uplift each other. We get to hear each other's dreams. We get to help each other tap into systems and scalable systems and leveraged income so that we can help each other build our dreams and so that we can help each other change our stories. So Purium is a very powerful business model. And I don't know, Rebecca, if you want to comment on anything how has this business model been an avenue for freedom for you and your family and the things you care about most in terms of having time with your family and organizing your life around the way you want to?
Yeah, thanks, Mary Beth. It's been such a blessing. I mean, everyone, pop a 7 in the chat if you've ever felt financial stress and that heaviness and that burden of where is the next hunk of change going to come from just to do life, never mind a life full of yeses and things. So for me, Purium has put me on what I would call path possibility. Because really just allowing myself to see the growth, I want to almost say easy growth. Forgive me for throwing that word in there, but the easy growth financially that is possible here because it is so fun to be part of this community. And this coming from someone who's tried to be a solo entrepreneur my whole life. I am an entrepreneur sprung from the loins of entrepreneurs. And I look upward in my family, and there are millionaires on this side, and there are millionaires on this side. And wow, what just a stark example of people who ruin their health in pursuit of their wealth. I mean, people who cannot physically enjoy the wealth they have amassed. And especially on my side of the family, being in a physical prison, all the money in the bank. It's so sad to me. And I don't how to go back and help those people, but I'm at the point in my life where I can create a different trajectory for myself and for my family. So when I wake up and I get excited about modeling my day after my values, and I school my children, and we eat healthy, and we do all this precious time together. And then they're ready to go out and play outside or run or ski or bike or trampoline or who knows what. Honest to goodness, they don't ever stop, but they're so ready to be outside and have that freedom. And I get this time to sit down and to really do the legacy work that is changing everything for us. And it's so enjoyable. It's so duplicatable. The last thing I wanted to do was just put another hat on top of my head. I mean, nurse, teacher, cook, doctor, wife, mother, farmer. It's like, oh my heck, I can't wear another hat. But what this has shown me is that it's so easy to do this in a team atmosphere, that we're really here in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And so I delight in thinking, gosh, I'm not working any harder than I was 2.5 years ago when I began, and financially have advanced so much further. And it's so much further in my knowledge. What a wealth that we have at the level of education in our community. Always learning, always growing, always able to change and adapt, and to help others to do that too. So we're peeling off that old. It's just truly been a metamorphosis of my person. And it's not work that's complete. Like I'm still on path possibility here. So it's really exciting. And it's so duplicatable. So bringing someone else alongside myself is something that I do routinely and now. And it's being a leader here is what we're empowered to do. And it's very easy. So enjoying it thoroughly with you.
Yeah, and you touch on some really good points, Rebecca. Some of the things that are a bit disruptive about this business model, but that make it amazing, is the ability to have a very low investment with a very high reward possibility. So, we start this business solely by making the choice to invest in our health first. And for me, that was really a hard decision to make at the time, because I was a single mom and I was pinching pennies, and I'm like, how can I focus on me right now? I feel like I need to put it all into everywhere else. And then I realized, if I don't focus on me, how am I going to show up as a strong mother? So this is an amazing opportunity to take the plunge into investing into your own health. And then if you feel called, take the plunge and join us as a community. Come into this community and learn more about regenerative agriculture and sustainable living. Come into this community and learn about foods that can really help your body transform so you feel your best self, and be on the journey with us. All of us that are distributors for this company, we are all on the superfoods all day, every day. And it is our life force for being a family or being a parent, driving our families. And it's a really rather low investment to start a business. The investment is yourself. And something that I've learned in the last 5 years is that there's no gamble when you invest in yourself, right? Because we are our biggest asset in life. And this is something that this business has really taught me. The other thing that I wanted to say that you touched on, Rebecca, is there's a way to tap into financial sovereignty without compromising our time and having to compromise what our values are. So if you are a person that loves to help people, if you are a person that is excited about health, maybe you don't know much about it, but you're excited to learn. If you're a person that cares about this environment, if you're a person that loves being in community and supporting women we have men in our business, but a lot of us are women supporting women to kind of break those old paradigms of women having to compete against each other. If you are someone that is excited about the potential of, man, what if I could create a life by design where I could have a business, be successful, but not have to do it at the expense of never seeing my family, or not have to do it at the expense of never getting outside on a walk, but rather bring your business with you and make it a part of your life. This is where the Purium Economy falls in, and it may just be an amazing avenue for you to check out. So the person who invited you here today invited you here because they wanted to share this opportunity with you. I am so extremely grateful that my friend shared this opportunity with me 5 years ago when I was really struggling, because I don't know where I would be right now without it. The possibilities here are grand. So Rebecca, is there anything you want to add on before I close us out? Anything you want to add on that conversation?
Yeah, I would just say, a lot of us search for the source of stability. And I mean, we all find stability in various ways. stability in our spirituality, stability in our marriages, whatever it is. There is something harmonizing in life about finding financial stability. There's something about finding that path that truly resonates with you. And you and I, Mary Beth, have both just had babies. We both enjoyed time to decompress, to reset as we integrated these beautiful little beings into our families, and just took some time and space away. Meanwhile, just having so many colleagues able to hold us and support us, and to see that even if we weren't there unlocking the doors of a business at 7 a.m., even if we weren't there, clocking employees in and out and all this business, that we still were financially stable. And then the superfood stability, just knowing that on my busiest days when I am running, and on my days when I'm more relaxed and able to reset and all of these things, the superfoods come in as this stable life force, as you said, just being there for me. I take them in my car. I have them in my diaper bag. I have them at home. My kids know right how to get into them and not overdo it or underdo it. And so just stability comes to mind, is that this has given us a much more stable existence in every way. My children don't even see the doctor. And I think a huge part of that is that we have made shifts. We've made so many shifts in our health. And I just want to help more families to find this same freedom, this freedom vehicle. And for me, it is so stable that it's a one-stop shop, that here I am trying to do the best things with my health, feeling so much the better for it, knowing that that also causes me to be energetic, enthusiastic, and want to make an impact for other people, that other people don't have to stay in their issues like I was. And then with that impact, that there could be income. I mean, it's a really no-brainer, and planetary stewardship besides. So love the Purium economy. I think we have to think well outside the old paradigms. They're passing away. Obviously, there's always going to be those dollar for hour jobs. Obviously, people are always going to make those high overhead investments, like getting an Airbnb off the ground. Great. I mean, those things are going to exist. But what about that leveraged income, where we have just a low entry point and a high return, where not much is asked of us and there's no ceiling to what you can achieve? So it's a beautiful space. And because it has those parameters, it's all made for growth and development. And that's where we come and we meet each other and hold each other. So it's been a beautiful, transformative space for me. And I want that for so many more people.
I agree, Rebecca. And, now that we've experienced such the benefits of the Purium economy, it's really our job to give you access, those of you listening on this call. And it's your job to choose, which direction are you taking your life? What are you bringing forth into your life? And if it happens to look like, yes, I want to introduce other streams of income, or I want to be part of a powerful community, or I want to make a larger impact that goes just beyond me, I really invite you to take a deeper look here. So you can get back to the person who invited you here, and they can share more details about our business, more details about our organic superfoods and how we're transforming thousands and thousands and thousands of lives on a health level and a financial level. And, there was a time when I thought I was going to be stuck in my parents' financial reality forever. I mean, you know how we have the tendency to, project our past into our future. Has anyone ever done that? Go ahead and drop a 1 if you've done that. Well, if there's ever been a time in your life when you've done that, I invite you to take a deep breath and choose not to do that anymore, because there are so many amazing options out there. And Purium happens to be one of the best solutions I've ever found to changing my story, to changing my family story, to changing my health, and to change my finances. So we thank you so much for being here. We hope you lean in. We hope you have some more questions to ask us. And at this time, we will go into kind of a Q&A in case there's anyone on this call. You want to know a little bit more about our stories. You want to know a little bit more about the details of getting started. We'll be in this space with you for a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, and we can start our question and answer.